December 11th. It's around 3:30, 3:45. We're bringing Beta out again into the big pasture because last time when he was out there, my camera malfunctioned and we didn't actually show you his present achievement level. He has forgotten some of his ground driving training, and you can look back on old videos from months ago. He was much better at ground driving. So maybe that's what happens with alpacas. Remember, I've only been training alpacas for a couple years. I trained horses and mini cows in ranch horse versatility for several decades. Never did I not achieve the goal ultimately. Okay, here he comes. And I'm out here at the entrance of the big pasture on one side of a tree so that the setting sun is not blinding. Okay, so I can't keep up with how fast Tavis and Beta goes, but I will try to get there in spite of the uneven ground and the blinding setting sun, so that you can see how he behaves today. The camera's staying on, thank goodness. I'm walking into the setting sun, blinding light, trying to see where I'm stepping so that I don't trip in a pothole. And then I will show you as best I can how Beta behaves today out in the big pasture. And if all goes well, our next lesson next week will be hopefully doing the same with Alpha. And I actually am more optimistic that Alpha will not have forgotten everything that he learned months ago, ground driving in the big pasture. Remember, our ultimate goal is to get out to the Ranchos trails. Okay, and there's Alpha. We, of course, try to let them follow because they want to stay together. They're good buddies. You can probably see the blinding light. I'm hoping that next week, if it's not raining, we'll be able to meet a little earlier. We met late in the afternoon because it was so cold for a while. Okay. All right. I told Tavis just to try to walk him around near the fences, come back towards the middle of the pasture, and I'm hanging out here where I can hold on to fences, hoping that the blinding light is still allowing you, the viewer, to watch how Beta is behaving today, December 11th. I've asked Tavis to try to stay behind, but he says that he doesn't think Beta will ground drive at all unless he's got the lead line on. And if we had a third or a fourth person, it would be much better. I'll try to arrange for another person or two, but I haven't been lucking out in that department in the last few weeks. Remember, alpacas are prey animals. The slightest bit of touch or sound that they don't recognize scares them. But we can't take them out onto the Ranchos trails where no motor vehicles are allowed unless we're pretty sure that the two alpacas are gonna be mindful. And here are the two goats. They spent the night with the alpacas last night, the whole night. Ate a bunch of their alpaca pellets. He's kicking out. What's he kicking out at? Maybe on his hips, feeling the lead line or the ground driving lines on his hips. We're still recording, that's good news. Repetition, repetition. Training with patience, but with focus. Yeah, I can see that Beta has forgotten what he learned months ago. That's okay. We'll keep repeating. We'll keep requesting focus. We'll apply pressure when we get the wrong answer. And at the end of the session, when we think we've gotten the right answer, we're gonna click. I have a clicker in my left hand. Okay, the two boys are interacting. By next week, there may be a chance, I know I've said this before, to have somebody lined up to meet with us on a day where the weather is okay. I'm pretty confident we'll get the right answers when there's at least a third, if not a fourth person. He keeps ducking his neck. Is he trying to get away from the pressure of the halter? See, we got a barking dog here. Is he aware of it? I don't think so. He's still trying to figure out the pressures that he's feeling from his ground driving lines and his halter. That's my evaluation of the situation. The only reason to have the ground driving lines on right now is just to get him used to feeling them on his body. Because we certainly aren't ground driving him. We're pretty much just leading him in the big pasture. His ears are way back. Alpha's here listening to nearby sounds. I hope the blinding sun is not destroying this camera image for you. If we meet earlier, the sun will be higher in the sky and it won't be so blinding. So next time, I'm hoping we can meet at around noon. Now he wants to scratch his toes okay. He did that okay without running into his lines or getting upset about them. I'm leaving it totally up to Tavis to choose the route, decide to finish the lesson. There's really no clear right answer, but with repetition, we'll get better. And I'll show you on the Urban Alpaca Girl show. I hope. With the economy being the way it is, there's possibly going to be some more donations of large farm animals to my sanctuary, including alpacas. And we'll do it with them too. Okay, now we're going back. Remember, this is where it gets really wet and muddy in the winter, but you can tell it hasn't been raining. It's shadier back here because of where the sun is setting in the west. Okay, now you've had a chance to see Beta's present achievement level in ground driving with halter lead on in the big pasture at the Rancho's Ranch. So I'm going to walk up to the gate that we opened just for this lesson, because usually at around 3 or 4 o'clock the alpacas have come to the back pasture, and I've said this before on my show, I don't let them out in the big pasture at night because I worry about neighborhood dogs and other wildlife attacking them out there, and I can't watch them out there. I don't have cameras and lights out there. I do have cameras and lights back here in the back pasture, and I spend a lot of time watching them when I'm not asleep. And being 81 years old, I don't sleep very much. That's okay. I can take rests when I need to. And I like to stay productive when I'm not resting. Now I'm going to try to close this gate. I'm going to have to hold the camera a little differently while I grab the hardware to close the gate. Hope you don't get dizzy. Okay. And we're still recording okay. And the gate is just closed with some chains and clasps. We show you every step of the way. What works and doesn't work. What we try. What we've tried before. Compare behavior today from behavior months ago. Think through it. How to get our animals to understand our requests and to be willing to grant them. I'm meeting with somebody on Saturday, an elderly gentleman who wants to live here in Nevada County closer to his adult son. I'm going to see if I can convince at least the adult son who lives around here to show up next week so that he can maybe help us, because he wants to live on my ranch, my big ranch, my 20-acre ranch, with his father nearby. Okay, tack is coming off easily. Remember, we used to have trouble even getting the halter off of Beta. Okay. And you can see I've got my lights on already because it's going to be dark within a half hour. Really dark. And it's not even 5 o'clock yet. Okay, so Tavis will put tack away, make sure all the gates that they're allowed to have open at night are open, and then we'll upload and keep you posted on how we will reconstruct our learning objectives for the next lesson, which I hope will be early next week. Today is Thursday. That's all for today. Sonia Sokolow at gmail.com, the Urban Alpaca Girl, and Tavis, the lead trainer. What grade would you give Beta?
Better than last time. So
Better than last time.
B minus.
B minus, okay. That's good. I really very much believe in grades, and not just pass-fail. So we'll keep grading our achievements here at the ranchos, training sessions and training area, and we will be hauling our alpacas over to my bigger ranch where we have a very nice large arena, and we'll be doing other things there as well.